Hello, everyone. We are going to jump into a quick draft of Zendikar Rising. Quick draft means bots. That means we are going to be drafting against 7 algorithms, trying to find their lanes and stick to it. I actually helped design the bots as they started out. I don't know where they're at now. I've been out of Wizards for a couple of years now. But basically, the way they functioned when I left was that based on human data, they would rank the cards using a number system that was pick-based. So like 1.3 would mean a card that on average was going pick 1.3, as a first or second pick, right? And then you use that data to inform the bots, and then they pick, and once they have a couple of colors, once they have multiple cards in 2 colors, they lock in on those colors and focus on picking them. It creates a reasonable draft experience and one that has no clock, which is great for newer players, which is what this is really about. But a lot of people do quick draft because it also has the cheapest entry, even though the prize support scales up to match the increased entry fee of the other queues. The fact that it's a cheaper entry means a lot of people like to do this anyway, and so I like to keep playing it to make sure we're checking in, seeing where the bots are at, because if you are a regular bot drafter, you really need to understand how the bots are valuing things, because they haven't really solved the problem of exploitable bots that we've seen yet. So really we're looking for exploits when we play around with bots early on, try to figure out where they're weak, what they are undervaluing, and how we can take advantage of that as nuts and bolts spikes. You can take advantage of one of the best retailers in the industry if you go to my sponsor cardkingdom.com. They are purveyors of physical magic stuff. If you wanted to do some quick drafting at your house, well, you need 7 robots, but if you want the packs, you can pick them up at Card Kingdom, along with singles and supplies as needed. And please just remember, if you are someone who buys magic stuff regularly, to keep them on your list as someone who you could give your business to. And if you decide to, please, oh please, use my affiliate link and let them know you got there from here, and then that helps keep me on the air. So thank you so much, Card Kingdom, for your support, and let's jump right in. We know this is bot draft, so we'll get our picks right away, and we have no clock, so we can take as long as we want to discuss them. But what we are looking out for here is if we see anything where we think the bots are undervaluing stuff. Sajiri's Shelter is a very strong card. I like it a lot as a double-faced land. But Thirst is one of the more premium removal spells in the format, honestly. The single black mode makes it act somewhat like a deadweight. Like for 1 black mana, you can kill anything small. And then it expands to be more universal at 4. And that level of flexibility is great. I don't even know what Coveted Prize is, but it's probably not better than that removal. Oh yeah, this is the demonic tutor, except you need a big party in order for it to be a demonic tutor. So this generally just not good enough, although it has that exciting, from a card design standpoint, I want to talk about this style of card, because you see it a lot in Magic, and it's a very powerful design style. So what you do is you take a classic card from the past and you redesign it in a way that if everything lines up, it's actually better than that classic card from the past, right? So that's what you try and do, is that when you have people go through the best case scenario mentality, have them arrive and realize, oh, in some cases, this could be better than that alpha bomb, right? So the card, of course, I'm referring to, for those of you who don't know alpha cards very well, is Demonic Tutor. It was in the first Magic set ever printed. It was a 1 and a black sorcery for this. Basically, search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So that's considered one of the more powerful cards ever printed, right? And you read Coveted Prize and go, oh, if I have full party, I can do something more powerful than one of the more powerful cards ever printed. And that generally is something you see a lot in Magic. Throwbacks to previously printed power cards, but they could even be better if everything lines up. It's a powerful way to attract longtime players, because they can say, oh, it's a demonic tutor, but, party tutor, right? Give players nicknames like that, and then give them dreams to live. What do we got here? Royal Eruption jumps out at me as hard not to take. It's the only red card in the pack, so it should let us cut red. And cutting the bots is very powerful. The thing with humans is you don't know if they even know if what's good and what's bad or whatever, but you know that the bots are going to at least kind of roughly know how powerful cards are. And if you can get them off of the color you're in, you can really get the hookup. So I'm going to take Royal Eruption pretty easy. Fearless Fledgling is one of the better white uncommons you can grab. Shepherd of Heroes, excellent white common. I feel like I'm constantly groaning when this lands. Spikefield Hazard is a completely reasonable pick, given that we already have a Royal Eruption. And Grotag Bugcatcher Might Wheel. Like, this is a kind of card I'm curious about. What do the bots think about Bugcatcher, you know? Spikefield Hazard is great. It almost always gets something when you don't need it to be a land. But man, I really want to try the Fledgling as well. But I'm also enamored with the idea of trying to cut red here and see if we can get the bots off of red and make it pay. So let's poke the bots a bit and see about... It's also maybe the correct pick. But I'm going to take it partly to see if we can cut red and mess with the bots. Takedown, though, says maybe we should just take a white card here. Pack Beast could head towards black-red Party, which is a real deck. But Takedown is removal on a land. It's really tough to pass this. Another Spikefield Hazard. Now I feel like we're headed towards Boros. Black has dried up a bit. This was our first overall pick, and we're seeing some good white-red, including that Raptor. What else is here that we should be paying attention to? Reclaim the Waste is fine for the especially landfall stuff and kicker. Molten Blast is playable, but not better than Hazard. Well, I think we're finding the right place in terms of red. We can't exactly cut red, but we can take another red land and be happy. Molten Blast, certainly playable, perhaps not as good as some of the other cards here, but it's also in our clear main color. So I think I like cutting the blast here as well. This is the kind of card, given that the bots will lock into a color when they have two of it, sometimes if you pass one pack full of good cards in your color, it's fine as long as you prevent the other one. So Tactics is fine, but I'm taking Blast, again, really trying to message these bots to stay away from red. We've shipped blue in the sense that we haven't taken any, but we haven't shipped great blue. But I like a champ here. We do have a takedown that is pointing us a little bit towards white, and red-white is very warrior heavy. Lagak, Hound, or here's a warrior help. Maybe we take, this is where we take a tactics. The bots have probably settled into their colors now, so I think we can take this. Of course, the trouble with tactics is that the thing needs to have blocked, so you can't clear a path for your attackers, but I think for 1 mana, it's still playable. Well, what would that mean, Techno? This is only my 3rd bot draft, so I don't know what... at this point, I'm trying to mostly do a normal draft and then see what the bots are doing. But if we keep ending up in red, for example, you know, so if you say, like, shouldn't you be investigating aspects of the bots that you don't already know about? I don't know what you exactly mean, but it's like, if we keep ending up in red, that's us discovering the bots, right? That's true. We do have some removal. Are we aggro enough for Banneret? All right, I'll try. Sure, whatever. I don't even know if we're white. All I know is that we're red. And here we can take a Disruption or a Glacial Grasp. I actually think I like the Grasp here, although Chilling Trap, if we end up red-blue, the Chilling Trap will be the best card for us. So I'm going to take the Chilling Trap on that logic. And that's about my least favorite of the spell lands. I'm going to take a Squid here. tempo red blue question mark. Wildfire is very whatever, but so is the Rubble Fort. I mean, Wildfire is what I want in the landfall decks, but that's what we're not that here. But we're not Rubble Fort or Concerted Defense either. You can take defense for, you know, Vault Progress or whatever. Glacial Grasp, not bad. But I don't know where you're getting the always from, though, is what I'm saying. What do you mean? Like, I don't know why me doing it in this one draft means always somehow. Inscription of Insight. We are kind of lightly looking at blue. There's a Minotaur that's okay. Maybe we do just take this. I mean, what else are we taking? There's nothing else good here. Yeah, Minotaurs are... I shouldn't say nothing else good. Minotaur's fine. But I think we take Inscription in this situation. Goma Fata. Over field or over these. We still have possibilities into white, but nothing here is worth it. Maybe the Shepherd is pretty good, but I think we want the red 2-drop. Yeah, don't want to marry the blue yet, although Rockslide Sorcerer says maybe we should into the Royal Nice, but Rockslide Sorcerer, heavy red, light blue. See, it feels like where we're headed now. Royal Mage works with that angle. More wizards here, but I think I'm gonna ask wizards to marry me. Warrior here is nice. Wouldn't mind this Fissure Wizard, but I'm taking the Stone Creature. Suddenly not much for us here. A lot going on with green. Okay, so again, looking out for bot leaks. We can find those even when we're not in those colors. This is wrong. One of these bots is in green and should be taking the ambush. So, in terms of identifying cards that the bots are clearly not valuing high enough, I think let's put Colony Ambush on the list. Not going to take it. We're just going to take Lagak here, but calling it out. I mean, heck, we're in pack 2. Maybe we do take it and say we leave the green open as well, because this is silly. But I think Fissure Wizard over Molten Blast is where we want to be. Bug Catcher, fine, and a better warrior than the Ambusher. Wildfire, nah, we're not going to splash. I'm going to take an Expedition Champ. I think there's going to be enough warriors here to... We're kind of going Wizard Warrior here. Rage maybe gets played. We'll see. I'll throw it in the board for now. Same with this. Hey, that's a good wizard to pick up. Yeah, good little design. Obviously not unfair or in any way broken, but does kind of what you want from a red 2-drop that way. Helping you out late. Thundering Spark Mage is going to be good enough. We are not doing the full party deal, but we're going to reliably hit for 2, I think. I don't even know what that land is. I don't care. I guess another champ here, but this is not great. Try to wheel the Chilling Trap up our warrior count. I mean, if we got a bunch of 4/3s for 3, that's not the worst. Back to red-white. What? Because of the war leader? I don't think our white is good enough in the board to consider it. We started white, but we just didn't end up close enough. I think we're pretty okay. Although, I don't know, if you think the blue is just medium here, and maybe it is, maybe we hedge there, probably wheel that. Okay, I'm with you on opportunity cost. The blue is pretty medium. Opportunity cost is low enough here. I think we might wheel the champ anyway. It's a hedge, not a pivot, but we could pivot if the cards continue to come our way for it. I've been talking about how I'm not super thrilled with this card because of the inability to ever play lands off of it. And I do think that's a real drawback, but at 3 mana, still worth taking here. Over like what, Tormenting Voice or Negate or Unity? Yeah. Shelter suggests keep looking at white. And Into the Royal, though, says, here's a good blue card for you. What do you think? Hey, look, we're in bot land. I can actually pull this. Let's do a poll. I think it's Shelter or it is Royal. I'll put Blast on the list, too. If you want Molten Blast as the safe playable, put it on Blast. Shelter, Royal, or Blast? What do you think? Royal may be better than Shelter, but is Red-White Warrior better for us than Blue-Red Wizard? Yeah, Minotaur is a reasonable call out as well. But if you want a red card, just say Blast, and we can talk about Minotaur versus Blast. But everyone wants the Royal anyway. We have Seagate Banneret and Takedown. That's about it. So if we took the white card, it would be about being heavy, heavy, heavy red, light white. All right. Rage. All right, we have another green flip card. So maybe the bots just aren't in green this draft or whatever, but I'm noticing some undervaluing of green double face cards. Tempest, not good enough. Maybe just take the Seer. What are we doing at 4 here? I guess we're low enough at 4 we could play the Seer. It also triggers the Sorcerer. Yeah, I agree. Upgrade to Lagak. Plunder, Hellion getting us back things, our spell lands, including this Warrior. That would be a nice one. Playing this as a land, then bouncing it back with Hellion. Other option, Plunder or Bug Catcher. Any thoughts from the Peanut Gallery on this one? We don't really have a lot of card draw. We could just get the Plunder to refill. Hellions seem to go late. We're on pack 3, though, so no guarantees we get a Hellion. I'm going to go Plunder. Nice Wizard here, which we're taking over Riptide. Relic Amulet. Here's what I thought was my option when I passed a Cleric Amulet in the Cleric deck. Shut up. You're not perfect either. Could take it, though, and make it go in this one. Let's try. Don't think we're ever running the Barrage. I don't think we're ever running any of this. I'll take the Barrage just in case. Yeah, don't worry about the War Leader being in there. It doesn't really matter right now. We'll take the Chilling Trap. Tormenting Voice, maybe. Hellhound, no. Rage. I don't think we're playing another one. We have a bunch of those, so we can play it if we want. Do our land thing first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 20. That's 21. 20, 19, 18? Suryan wants 15 basics. I'm on 14. Did you see this one is 2? I don't know. I like 14. We don't have a... Yeah, it's not like we have a big top end. Yes, RAD, here you go. We'll do deck building now. So that leaves us with 3 cuts. Probably, let's also look here. 15, 14. Can probably let go the ambusher. That's not very good here. Voice is on the short list, but at least triggers the amulet. Grasp triggers. Molten Blast. How about Lagok out? And then, yeah, maybe the voice out. This gives us 7 wizards, 8 instants, and 3 sorceries, 15, 16, 18 cards trigger the amulet. That's good. Not yet, Chimarron. Grasp has synergy of triggering the amulet, so there's that. It's a pretty tempo-y card if we think we're kind of doing some tempo aggro here, which I think we are really with the warriors. So I kind of like the grasp, but we'll ask ourselves about that math. We can pretend the grasp is potentially a Lagak and see which one we think. This is... Do you have 3 of anything here? Is there a Dukes of Hazzard pun we can make? What rhymes with Dukes that's in the deck? Hazard Wizard. Hazmat suit's pretty funny. I'm just going to Wizard Hazard. A little spoilery, but I want to get on with it. Try this out. Let's update our record to 00. Get to battlefield scene. I thought we were about right. Heavy red, light blue. 7 blue, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 red. 11, 7 seems right to me here. Maybe you want 10, 8, but so much of our extra red is in the spell lands that I thought this was okay. I guess 7 islands is a little tough to cast like your squid on time, but I think we'll risk that. Maybe I should call it Water Hazard since it's blue with hazards. How about that? A little less spoilery. All right, I'm not sure we're going to play how many of these games we're going to play out, but we'll play some. Yeah, we'll keep, and I'll play a no-value Royal Mage to get things going. Spike Field Hazard. Too bad they didn't play a 1 toughness creature. We could go Electromancer Hazard. As it is, we'll send in Royal Mage and try for an Electromancer. See if Oppo, if we get through counter magic here. Well, we're curving out with doofs here, but it's working. I'm gonna go attack a Mancer, Wizard, Pitch, Hazard. Let's start with an attack at least, see if that works. Boy, are we... I don't know if we're headed into, like, Wrath or something, but 3 color makes me just think they're on a slow start, so I'm going to go Electromancer, Wizard. Yeah, like, what do we do? This is either great for us or we're going to get blown out. I can't figure out which. We could say no, but I don't think the hazard makes a difference anymore. Like, if we remove something, we're going to use Royal Eruption, so I'm going to swap this for something. There we go. A couple of Royals looks a lot better to me. I don't see how we lose this unless they have some sweeper I'm not thinking of. I guess I'll erupt that because, I mean, it doesn't matter. Into the Royal lets them get another card, but we don't care about their cards in hand. We're just trying to get them. But really the reason to use Royal Eruption is because this can get anything out of the way. This can only get things that are 3 or less toughness out of the way. So let's use this. Maybe it's lethal. I don't know. Oh, yeah, sorry. Maybe I should look for lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we can, we got lethal. Good call on that. I always want to control the board. Lethal's so boring. Also, it's very hard for me to see Enter the Royals anything but a 4-mana spell. But when you have lethal, maybe you should take it. I think we just beat Oppo on a 1-spell game. I think a Royal is like a churning water. Is that fair? Although I don't know why it's got what's read about Royals. Gotcha. So a Royal Eruption on Zendikar could produce a bunch of lava out of nowhere or whatever because the land is churned. Some churning volcano produces a spout of lava. Looks like about what's happening, huh? Nice. We're going to keep this. I'm going to play the hazard to make sure we curve out at least to the exploration. We have ways to return lands so we can get the hazard back later. Right. We got one of those. Or maybe that was the other deck. Do we have ways to get these back? How are we getting lands back here? Maybe I'm lying and it was the other deck. I might be lying. Regardless, having not drawn a land, I am going to go ahead and play the hazard. Yeah, but do we have a Hellion? I don't think we have a Hellion here. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we took something else and don't have a Hellion in the deck. So, Squiddy, get going, buddy. So here's the thing. We have Valakut Exploration. If we play it now, we can't do anything, but it does set us up to play a land next turn and potentially do something free off of it. We could also, though, just play the Expedition Champ and next turn potentially have Royal Mage plus Royal Eruption, and we can just get the Valakut Exploration down later and kind of look at this as our long game plan. I think I'm going to go for a higher damage count over getting the exploration going, and we'll offer, of course, the squid. It doesn't really change my evaluation of them, Adam. It's just a nice to have. Okay. I was gonna go for my... I mean, we still could even. We go Royal Mage, Royal Eruption, and maybe we should in that this is like... It's gonna get out of eruption range. So you know what? I'm gonna do it. I want this champ down to make this big, but I want this thing dead, or we might not be able to beat it. And I could wait on the Royal Mage and try to, you know, kick back the Eruption. And maybe that's worth it. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get away with aggro here, but, you know, dropping a 2-drop and then having Champ next turn is probably good. What I don't want is to play the Royal Mage and just have it be immediately blanked and regret playing it at all. I don't know if anybody has any thoughts out there on that, but that's where I'm torn here. Whether I'm... looking to actually attack with this 2-1 or whether that's unrealistic. I'm going to be greedy, I think. I just feel like we're close to the plunder, which is going to draw us cards to actually be able to kick this. And it's just so likely to be blanked by Oppo's upcoming play that I think we're way better off treating this as a rebuy on Royal Eruption later. If their life total were lower, though, maybe that would work, but this is exactly what we're talking about, right? So now there's a 3-4. Fortunately, we get to play Expedition Champ. We don't want this, do we? 2 target creatures, maybe they play another one and it grows, and then we can get that one back. But I like Champ here, and then it threatens to trade with Felidar. So we can scry 2, draw 2, bounce 2 creatures, or we get an XX equal to cards in hand. I hope they spend all their turn on one huge creature that doesn't have hexproof or have huge ETB value. Then we're in great shape with the inscription. Yeah, Scion would be great. 5-drop creature, please. No, don't pump it. Just take the 4 and then play some huge creature. Huge creature. No? Catch bugs. We could just do it for the 1. But I kind of like, boy, we're not getting anywhere on the Royal Mage. What about dropping Royal Mage and Bug Catcher so that bounce 2 next turn is potentially really good? I don't know what they're holding, though. This mana, I'm untrustful. I don't trust the mana. It kind of feels like the 5 mana removal spell. Like they're just going to pick one of these off. So I'm going to go Catcher. I hear you, Krauser. I just don't trust any plans this turn because they have 3 cards and 5 available mana. So I just don't trust that anything we think is going to happen the way we want. So I'm going to just double spell here. Get additional creature down and then see what they do here. I'm kind of expecting dead champ before they untap. That's my guess. But we have great tools to rebuild here. And another warrior. So same wish that they come up with a single big creature to try and defend here. Okay, I don't love that, but if it's followed with a single creature, we can still manage. Ugh. Well, this is not bad, actually, right? We get to get an attack in, draw a card, maybe find a land for ourselves, and hold down Felidar for a couple of turns. We did find the land. Love it. So now I think we're in good shape, although they probably get to 2 spell here, 2 creature. I would expect Felidar, land, cleric. Ooh, that'll work, that'll work. Yeah, I'm not going to mess around here. I think well, close to actually being able to kick this. That would be insane. But I think we just go double bounce. That's being too greedy. Yeah, let's just double bounce. And I think maybe we hold the mountain for the exploration, though. Yeah, I'm saying with plunder, I bet we get there, was my thought. So, could also just mountain, then plunder. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we get 7, we can't plunder an exploration. I'm going to play the land. I think the plunder says we should play the land. We're going to fill up here. And then exploration still just says any landfall late is action. We're at 12, though. They've got some good creatures. We just got to close out from 6. They sequenced that wrong. They could have gone Felidar, land, Blight Priest, so that's worth noting. Here we are almost at the kick mana I was talking about, but I still like our line, and I like plundering here. Choose 3. We do have a wizard, don't we? All right, so the Chilling Trap is good, and the Sorcerer obviously good, and we'll just take the land as a 3rd. And again, with all the stuff we want to do, I'm going to play the land. Also, we want to be able to play the trap. If we can wait and play Rock Slide after we get the and play the trap after we have Rock Slide Sorcerer on board, even better. I don't know if we have that time, though. We'll see. I'm not sure they even attack if they think they can get Felidar out of range of our blockers next turn. I think if I'm in Oppo's spot, I wait and get those Felidars to 4/5 before starting to attack. Okay. 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 How about... Man, we go Rock Slide Sorcerer, have Hazard and Trap, and we can take out the Captain. Potentially. But only if we draw something else, right? Certainly got to start here. And then we could think about Exploration, but maybe we're just going Sorcerer with Trap and Hazard up here, holding land for Exploration land next turn. But maybe we just kill the flyer now, because we can go 1, Rock Slide 2, Chilling Trap 3. I guess we give them their turn. We know what their hand is, yeah. So we'll do it all on their turn and try to kill that Captain while also shrinking down Felidar. Like, we could have quite a turn next turn if it goes well. So 1, 2, 1 from the Hazard, and then with Chilling Trap and Hazard being cast, we get 2 more from the Rock Slide Sorcerer. So Hazard targeting Captain, both triggers targeting Captain, and then Chilling Trap targeting Felidar and trying to get everything on the Felidar enough to kill it. Now this is very interesting, because we know their hand, so we get to basically do this however we want. I think we go trade Champ for Priest, double block Sorcerer and Royal Mage on a Felidar, shrink Felidar to kill it, take 4 from the other one, and kill the Captain in the meantime. So that's my plan. But I'm going to start with Chilling Trap to see if we... oh yeah, sorry, we should trade Royal Mage for the Priest. But other than that, it'll be the plan. And I'm going to shrink the Felidar now to see what we draw. Oh yeah, sorry.
You've activated my trap card! It's a trap! It's a trap! It's a trap!
Spark Mage is nice, but it doesn't change my plan. Yeah, it could allow us not to... I'm still fine with the trade-off, though. You really want to do that? I guess it does leave us with an extra creature. Just felt like this doing something was nice value. And I guess we're not going to ever get the Dreadworm. We'll do it this way. And then we may be able to attack Royal Mage and... kill the Dreadworm through post-combat Spark Mage. Another Chilling Trap. We have the tools now, though, to go Exploration and still do all of that. Let's see. Yeah, maybe we can just get him here. Is target creature... We can still do everything, right? But I guess we can wait on the Exploration. Let's attack first. Yeah, Rock Slide is any target, and that's going to get us 1, 2. See, I guess we trap the Felidar. What if we trap Felidar? Ping... Yeah, I like this. Now, block doesn't hurt us over there. We have a Chumper. They're out of cards. If we attack all... I'm going to attack... We die to removal if we attack all. But if they don't draw removal, we win on the crackback almost against anything. Because they play a single creature, we still get to crack back. So I'm going to risk it. We're going to risk dying to removal because it gives us a crackback if they miss. Here we go. Calculated risks. What I like, the clincher for me on this line was the fact that a single creature doesn't save them. That they need removal to kill us, and a single creature doesn't save them. So I probably wouldn't have taken on the risk of removal kills us if we didn't have the clean crackback as well. There you go. Funny, they had removal. It was the wrong one. Funny. All right, gang, I'm going to dive in for one more game and then call it a stream. If anybody wants to think about raid captain, you can think about who we might raid coming up. But this is going to be my last play of this event. Yeah, also it was Oppo's way to say, look what I had. Almost, almost. So, not amazing, but actually with the Glacial Grasp, I'm going to keep this. Valakut Exploration, Insight. There's enough going on here to keep, but a little sketch. But Grass says that on 3 we can lock down their 2-drop play and not take any damage. Yeah, I'm going to reject Emotional, sorry. This is our last game, and it's too late for me to do that, so... Alright, alright. Grasping, on their upkeep. So that the Nectar Pot stays locked a little longer. We did not find red, but got a little closer to it. That's not a bad mill there. They were about to draw that, I think. There is an AMA. I might speak to that. Let's see. Let's get through this game first. Wah, wah. Took a chance. It has failed so far, but we're still in it. Take 3 here, see what a Johnny across the way comes up with. And what do we want next turn? Really, we just want a mountain. I'll take a mountain. Mountain, Electromancer, Fissure Wizard would be a great turn next turn. Probably going to draw one of our DFC mountains, because that would be punishing. 7 shots at a legit mountain. All right, they whiffed, they whiffed. Here we go. Mountain. Wah, wah. I guess I'm going to get rid of Plunder, because we have some card draw in the Inscription. Well, maybe I just throw away a random red card. We're not going to win if we don't find a mountain, though, so I was figuring I'll keep the red stuff that actually gets us on board. Not going to save damage here. I think that kind of does us in. I don't see how we recover from here. We need a mountain right now. And we go mountain, Electromancer into Vanguard or into Wizard, and maybe we have a chance. But, like, we're down to it. We need a mountain right now. All right. Probably dead. Now I got to fire off Chilling Traps on defense. I'm not even really thinking too much about how I'm discarding because we can't win this game. Sometimes magic is magic. Do I do another trap? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. So, nah, I'm gonna say no. I done. Yeah, this is all ugly. Oh, usually that's exactly when a mountain shows up. Like when it's finally just too late, that's when the thing you need shows up. In this case, we're just going to get laughed at through the whole thing. Magic being magic, I stand by the decision, I think, with our starter of Inscription, Exploration, Plunder, and the Grasp. The 3 islands made sense to me. I felt like we could draw out of it, but who is to know that there was not a land in sight for the next million draws? So it goes. Nothing to punt there, but occasionally the magic mana system. All right. Hey, YouTube, it's possible we'll come back and finish out this quick draft, but mainly I've been wanting to get some quick drafts in so that I can get them up to YouTube and share them quickly, since I know people are looking for this type of information right now, trying to get their eyes on the bots and understand what they're valuing less or more than they should. We noticed a lot of green double-faced lands going around that felt like they were going super late, so maybe that's a bit of a sign. I'm going to keep that in mind for my next bot draft. But so far I've drafted bots like 3 or 4 times now and have had a different color pair in each one, which is an encouraging sign that nothing about what's going on with them has just snapped me to one specific color pair and that's it. So as far as bot experiences go, it seems pretty decent right now, but I'm also not deep in enough to know for sure whether there's some exploit we're not really following to its optimal conclusion. But hopefully this draft will reach an optimal conclusion offline, and I will let you know in the notes if when I finish it how it ended up doing. But that's going to be it for now, YouTube friends. Bye, everybody.